Hello and welcome to the Lost Pines Workshop. I'm JC Jensen. So today I want to take a few minutes to introduce you to three hand saws and what they are specifically designed for, right? The goal here is to either get you started in hand tool woodworking or improve the results that you get with the tools that you're using. All right, so let's take a closer look. Okay, so first up is the dovetail saw, right? Specifically designed, this one from Rob Cosman, specifically designed for hand cutting your dovetails, right? The advantage to hand cut is you can make them any size that you want. Here in my vise, you can see I just arbitrarily laid these out. Nope, I didn't measure or do the typical layout, right? Because I wanted to show you you can do whatever you want when you're hand cutting, as opposed to using a router and a jig where you're locked into a specific format. Okay, so once you get a hold of one of these, obviously you want to practice. I recommend a soft wood to practice on, something cheap, right? This is just pine that I got from the local box store. And you can do your layout and then practice cutting one way, practice cutting the other way to train your hand, train your body to cut perfectly straight at an angle, right? So let me slide this one in here and I'll show you. This is one of the practice techniques that I use, right? Once I've completed my cut, take a square and put it across the face here and line it up to the saw. All right, what you're looking for from the face of your board, say 6 inches out, is 0 deviation, right? You want it to be perfectly square. I think I'm off on this one, maybe a 64th of an inch over 6 inches. This one's perfect. It's great, right? And if I check the other ones, they're all pretty close. Right on? That's the dovetail saw. So why do I like the Rob Cosman saw? Well, if you look at the teeth here in the beginning, the first 2 inches of this has 22 teeth per inch, and then the remaining portion of this is 15 teeth per inch. All right. The width of this blade of the saw itself, the body, is 24 thousandths of an inch, and it's got a really good set. This is a rip cutting saw. Okay. So the set of the teeth is narrower. Gives you a very, very fine, smooth cut. Wonderful, wonderful saw, right? Next on the list is a medium tendon saw, all right? Very similar in manufacture or style to the dovetail saw. Again, the beginning portion of this saw is 22 teeth per inch, but these down here are 12 teeth per inch, a little bit more aggressive than the dovetail saw, right? What this allows us to do is cut really nice tenons. So we do our traditional layout. There's my cut line, right? As you can see, it comes out exquisite as far as the rip cut goes with the tenon saw. Now, if I take, this is right off the saw, and I took my chisel and because I left this tiny fraction down here in the corner. If I take another piece of wood and I lay it up on here, it's perfect, right? There's no extra work to be done, right? If you look at the joint down here where it matches up, it's absolutely perfect. Why am I able to do that? Is it a lot of practice? Yeah, that's one. But the saw truly makes cutting that accurate and easy, right? I'm not going to say it's all in the tool. It's the quality of the tool, the balance, the cut of the teeth of the saw. All of that plays a part in being able to cut these accurately. All right, that leads us to number 3. So saw number 3 is the Joinery crosscut saw. Again, Rob Cosman. You can tell there's a trend here, right? So this is a true crosscut saw, and it's 15 teeth per inch all the way down, right? We don't have that narrower set here in the front because it's the negative rake of the tooth that provides us that starting ability. The two rip saws don't have that in their regular set, so it's included as part of that first 2 inches. The joinery crosscut saw doesn't need that, so we already have the negative rake and 15 teeth per inch all the way down. So what do we need this for? Well, as I said, the first two are rip saws. We're cutting with the grain, right? A crosscut saw, we're cutting across the grain. So initially, I cut this side of my tenon with the tenon saw, the rip cut. Now, using my my bench hook, I can simply place it up here, lock it down, hold it in place, and take my, whoops, there we go. Take my joinery crosscut saw, lay it up on my line here, and get that to cut perfectly. It's hard to do sitting down. Get that lined up perfectly so that it cuts just a perfectly straight square shoulder, as I demonstrated earlier. All right, that's what allows this to happen. Okay. Okay, so I've introduced you to the dovetail saw, a medium tenon saw, and a joinery crosscut saw. Now, are these cheap? No, they're not, right? Each one of these is going to set you back about $250. Okay. If you're going to do a lot of dovetails, buy a quality dovetail saw. It's going to be, give you a better quality, and it's going to be more efficient. Same with the mortise and tenon. If you expect to be doing a lot of these, get you one. And then, of course, everybody has to have a crosscut saw, right? A quality crosscut saw. So why do I like Rob Kosman's saw? Well, for the dovetail saw, he sells not just the saw, but a companion tools that work specifically with this saw and the thickness of the blade, right? You can see more of that in some of my other videos and on Rob's channel. All right, this solid brass piece across the top, which is on each of these, provides very good stability for both the blade and very good weight in the saw itself, so that the weight of the saw and the sawing action provides that cutting motion. You don't have to put a bunch of work in it. All you have to focus on is having a very light grip, enough to keep it falling on the floor, and straight sawing action, right? That's all you have to focus on. The saw itself, because of the way that they're designed, is going to do the work for you. Right on? Now, I think I was supposed to do this on the front end of the video, but I'm going to do it now. I'm not getting paid to tell you any of this, right? I don't get paid by anybody for anything. I'm simply sharing information that I have learned. I have a very deep respect for Rob Kosman, right? He started out as a furniture maker and found the tools that were accessible to him at the time, they were lacking in certain features, right? Ease of use. So he is a craftsman. And the craftsman decided to make, he couldn't get what he wanted, so he decided to make his own. And it's produced top quality products for us, right? So he knows. He's a wonderful craftsman, all right? And he's taken his experience and incorporated what was necessary into his tools to give us the advantage, right? Furthermore, he's tied to the Purple Heart Project, right? He started this. He brings in combat wounded veterans to each of his courses. the Train Hand Workshop, which I attended. And those guys attend for free. And they get these for free, right? That's awesome. Dig into the Purple Heart Project, see what it's all about. If you are a combat wounded veteran, whether it be mentally or physically, apply, right? They're waiting for you. If you're not a combat wounded veteran, think about donating. It is such a wonderful program. It's a very wonderful experience. I am so glad that I went and participated. All right. I hope you find this video helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those down below. I'll get back to you quick. If you like this video, remember, please hit the like button. Think about subscribing. We'll see you down the road.